Hey guys, I'm Mitch, one of the hosts of the show. Before we start, I just wanted to thank you all for listening and tell you something cool. In the description of the episode, there's a link to our Discord if you want to just come hang out with us. We stream there, watch movies, game together, and just hang out. You can even be a guest host on our show and suggest games for us to play and review. So don't be shy, just come hang out with us, it'll be fun. Also, there's a link to our Facebook so you can join the page and give it a like, and it helps a lot if you do. Same with giving us a 5-star review on iTunes and writing something small, even if it's just, hey guys, like that'll do, that's fine. It really does help us get to the top of the charts. Thank you all again, and let's get on with the show. Welcome to the Tired Couch Podcast. I'm your host, Mitch, and today we have...
I'm Mike.
And I'm Rachel. Let's bring up the energy, people. Come on, we're here to talk about the end of the fucking year.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
brother.
Stoked.
How was everybody's Christmas, first of all? It's worth noting that this is the day after Christmas, because I would never waste my New Year's Day working, recording a podcast. Because that's fucking terrible. So was everybody's Christmas?
It was fine, I guess. Like, for the most part. I had to deal with my ex's family for a good chunk of the day.
How did that
cool.
go? Because I had the same thing happen to me.
Oh, fuck.
Well,
Yeah?
it was just her, but her tribe of children was there too. But they aren't a problem. It's more, yeah.
You know what? Like, for a bunch of people who seem to fucking hate my guts, it's cool. Like, they weren't mean.
They were just passive cunts.
Yeah, kind of. There was definitely an energy there of like, you fucking idiot ruining my daughter's life. And I'm like, I didn't do shit. She divorced me. Like,
oh, is it official? Are you official now?
Oh, for reals? Yeah. Well, like, the courts haven't signed it yet, but we finished our mediation and got our final orders and everything. It's just down for a judge to sign it. So.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, like, relationships are complicated, and when they split up, it's also complicated. So.
Yeah, mine was more like, before I got there, she fought with my mom.
Oh, yeah?
And then I drove there without my kids to settle it. And the fight had stopped. So I drove back to my house, got my kids, came back. And then she said some other shit to my mom. But in the middle there, she said some shit to me. And I was just like... So that was that. And then the whole rest of the Christmas, I stood there being mad about it stewing.
I am thankful that me and my ex don't have that, like... She has pulled some royal bitch bullshit, but like we don't have like intense aggression shit, especially in front of the kids, at least. So
right, like I just let her talk, and I just kind of stand there and go, I can't hear you over all this noise.
All of this, the overwhelming sound of you being a cunt is too much for me to hear.
Yeah, she made the remark, I guess, after I left to my mom. It was like, yeah, just like Mitch couldn't hear me. I was like, no, I heard you. I just didn't want to talk to you, and I was trying to be civil. So
civility, that is the key.
Yeah, not trying to sit there and fight on Christmas. But I stewed in it all day and was mad, and I'm still mad about it today. So, whatever. Uh-oh.
Yeah, my Christmas wasn't very eventful. Just wholesome. I turned some like pepper stuff into like jam. Had it on cookies.
Oh, hell
Then
yeah.
I got my dog some toys that she immediately ate.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Nice.
very good.
But what was not... What the real thing was the 3-day span. It's not even her that makes me the most mad. So the past 5 years, something bad has happened to me on Christmas.
Oh, no.
And I was like, okay, it's Christmas Eve. I got to go to work. Once I go to work, all I'd have to do is come back and like hang out with the fam. Nothing can go wrong. Like I might get out of it this time. And then my wife's just like, hey, come outside. So I come outside. And the night before that, my shingles got ripped off my fucking roof. From a windstorm. And then I'm like, fuck. And then I went through Christmas Day. And then today, I woke up at like 7 o'clock, went to Lowe's to get new shingles to put shit up on the roof. They didn't have my shingles. So I go to Busy Beaver. They have the shingles I need. I take them home and open them up. They were all broken. and then me and my stepdad go up on the roof and put on the old shingles because they're still good. Like as long as you tuck them right, it'll be fine. 2 shingles are missing. Two of them. Just 2. So that pissed me off. I go to work. Taco Bell fucks up my order, and then my baby mama texts me. And I just wanted to cry.
Merry fucking Christmas.
Yup, 3 days of bad. Not just 1 this year. I got 3 days. So,
What did you do to piss Santa off that much?
bro, it's just... I just don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if losing my job or the past 3 days was the worst time on Christmas I've had. Because it has gotten that bad before, too. So,
Yikes.
yeah. I lost my job the 1 year, the first year of all this. Then my wife lost her job the next year after. In fact, everybody that worked there lost their job because the whole fucking company closed down.
Been there before.
Yeah. So, I just thought today, I look back on it and I'm like, that's fucking hilarious, but that's so shitty. Like, throwing in, like, the fucking Taco Bell messing up my order on the way to work really fucking sent me.
It is funny how little things like that will ruin your fucking day. Like,
It's...
how do I put this the nicest way? I hate Chick-fil-A because I'm a faggot, but my family fucking loves that shit. So I have to get it all the time, even though it pisses me off. And so I do, and I'm like, well, if I'm making this shit that I fucking hate, I might as well get a goddamn cookie out of the deal. So I always order a cookie too, and they always forget the fucking cookie. Like I usually have to check the bag and be like, where's my fucking cookie? And last time I forgot, and like it's only like $2. It's not worth like driving all the way back to this place that I can't stand.
It's worth
just for
a strongly worded phone call.
I've done that several times, but at this point I was just like, I just want this day over. Like fuck this.
Right. I've been to Chick-fil-A once, and I put it in my mouth, and I was like, I just looked at my wife. She's like, it's good, isn't it? I'm like, this is just a chicken sandwich.
It's just a chicken sandwich. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
This meal for us 4 was $48.
Yeah, that is an accurate representation of how much fast food costs in general now.
Suck my dick, Chick-fil-A.
My kids have, speaking of video games and fast food, my kids have recently got into McDonald's.
Oh no,
but not for the food, but because they had Mario Kart Happy Meal toys.
Oh, I saw
and they
those.
had to get all of those fucking toys. And then they learned to actually like the food finally, because they used to like they would pick at the burger or pick at the nuggets and they didn't like it. But now they're like, oh no, this shit rules. So they got most of the Mario Karts, and I was like, these are surprisingly decent Happy Meal toys. I'm not mad about this.
They did
and
look
now
solid.
they're getting.
Yeah.
They really did, and they're getting Sonic the Hedgehog ones now for the third Sonic movie.
Oh yeah, that's like their toys now. Like I swear, McDonald's just like drools whenever they see a new Sonic movie coming out because they're like, we're gonna sell so many toys because of this.
So many,
So many meals.
so many fucking toys.
Yeah.
Like if
You
my kids
collect
ever get a
those, Mitch?
Shadow the Hedgehog, I'll steal it. So
What's that, Mike?
You collect those?
Fuck no.
No. I thought I know that you used to collect He-Man and shit.
I do. I definitely have. I don't collect the Happy Meal toys, but my kids definitely get a whole bunch of shit.
He-Man? Did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's whenever I bought and sold like vintage toys and antiques. I didn't collect them; those were purely for selling.
Okay.
Yeah, I would go to like auctions and yard sales and estate sales and just gather them all up and be like, "Yay, I'm gonna be rich."
See, there was a lot of Disney movies that came out when I was a kid, so they always had cool McDonald's toys. And
Yeah, when we
then
were kids,
Hot
it was way
Wheels
better.
and all kinds of shit. Yeah, Pokemon.
Hell yeah. Rachel, what is your view on Pokemon?
I got no beef with Pokemon at all. I think it's like a cool entry-level JRPG. Like, yeah, it's totally fine.
But like, I've just never heard anything while listening to Damn Chocobo. Like,
Okay.
I don't think I've ever heard you guys ever mention Pokemon, and I was like very surprised because
We briefly talked about it, but it's just not like most of my history with Pokemon is the original cartoon run. I used to watch it with my little brother back in the day, like 8 million fucking years ago. And so like 90% of my Pokemon knowledge is from that. I've played the video games very rarely.
that's what I wondered if you ever actually like played and beat one of them.
I played like whatever the third generation games were. I played one of those.
Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald.
Yeah, Ruby.
Okay.
That's the one I played a little bit of, and I thought it was fine. It was totally fine. It's just I want a like you don't go into a Pokemon game for a dramatic story.
Nah.
Yeah, like how they trick me every time a Pokemon game comes out. I'm like, this is gonna be the one! It's definitely fucking not. So.
It's not. No, it's another monster hunting game, and it's like that sort of like collectible shit is like my least favorite part. And like the hunts are like the least favorite part of most modern like JRPGs to me. So like it's like take all my least favorite parts of a JRPG and make a whole game out of it. Cool. You might as well have thrown in a fucking dungeon crawler while you're at it.
Do you guys play, like, have you guys ever like got into any other like JRPG series?
Persona, yeah.
Oh, okay. That was not what I thought you were going with, but I got you.
Oh hell yeah.
Like everybody likes Persona. I just wondered about like back in the day.
Oh, back in the day. I mean, there was the Chrono games. Like if it's Square Enix, I was into it in like the 32-bit era. So like Xenogears, I loved all the Final Fantasy games, the Chrono games. And I guess it's not Square Enix, but like the Xenosaga series that spun out of there. By Namco Bandai on the PS2.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, in recent
I never
years...
got to play any of those.
What's that?
I never got to play any of those. Did you, Mitch?
Xenogears?
Yeah.
I've never played a single one, actually.
They added one of those characters to Smash, didn't they?
Oh, they added Xeno fucking the Nintendo Xeno. They're all like loosely connected, but they're made by different people.
Oh, Xenoblade Chronicles.
Xenoblade Chronicles, yeah.
Shulk.
Shulk, the dude with the red sword, yeah.
Yeah, he's fun when you can get it down.
I've tried to get into Xenoblade, but like I just can't for whatever reason.
Yeah, I've never even tried. I've always heard it's like the first one. It's either the first one or the second one is such a great game.
That's what I've heard about both of those. And so I own both of them on my Switch. And I don't know. I think it's my life right now.
Video games just are not top priority to you right now.
Oh, they are top priority. It's just it's hard to fucking fit them. Like, so there's a game that we're going to talk about today briefly that like I dumped so many hours in this year and it was like an absolute lifesaver. But for the most part, if I'm going to fit a video game in my life right now, it needs to be like short, to the point, and like something I can play in bursts, because I don't have like an afternoon. I can just blow the whole fucking afternoon gaming anymore. Like, I guess I could, but then that's taking away time from my girlfriend and shit like that. And I'd rather get laid, but like,
I feel that.
For real, you know, you want to do that while you can before you're too old and can't get it on anymore. So like, I'm trying to rock it while I can, but like, that just makes all these awesome games like start piling up.
Yeah. And come to think of it, that same game that you want to talk about, there's another one in that franchise we have to talk about for this year.
Was that this year or was it last year?
Pretty sure. I think it was this year. Wasn't it?
Oh God. Well, before we get into that, why don't we talk about like the status? Like, what do you think of gaming this year in general? I'm curious what you two have to say about it.
You go first, Mike.
Not much I can really say. Elden Ring DLC and Power World are pretty much the only new games I've played. Looking at a list of newer games, there's a bunch of indie games that look really neat.
That definitely tracks with what I would have to say. Similarly.
Yeah.
Mitch.
I like the state of indie games anymore. They're starting to get to a point where they're like classical Nintendo like style can come about, and then they can focus more on gameplay.
Like they're all starting to look the same, but the gameplay's still good. Is that what you're saying?
They're starting to get up to like it's like par. Like there's a good like graphical fidelity that they're reaching like consistently anymore.
Oh yeah.
It's not just like great looking pixel games.
Oh yeah, totally.
My thoughts on this year are actually, I think at first I was like, nothing really happened this year in games. And then I thought about it. I was like, actually a fucking shit ton did happen this year. Yakuza, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth came out. And I had just finished last year playing the first Like a Dragon one for that with Kasuga in it. And I just fell in love with those two games. And he's definitely my favorite protagonist. It's no longer Tidus from Final Fantasy X.
What?
Yeah, I know. And it is the only game I can think of that can match up to Final Fantasy X on my own personal list. So that was like a weird fucking yank on my chain, man. Because I was like, I never thought anything was going to touch how I felt about that game. So it kind of like blew my fucking mind. So, but then like, what's that?
Oh no, go on. I'll follow up.
Oh, and then I was like, Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remaster came out. And the recent years I've been getting into Dragon Quest games. And I just fucking love it so fucking much, man. And like, fucking Princess Peach had a game came out?
Yeah, that she did, and it was awesome.
I still haven't played it. I have it. I just haven't played it. A new Mario and Luigi game came out.
Hell yeah.
Still never got to play that series, but I want to. New Zelda game came out and console. Which, starring Zelda, this is like the year of girls, it feels like. For Nintendo anyway. Because like, Zelda gets a game, Peach gets a game.
Zelda, Peach. Yeah, kinda.
Luigi's Mansion 2 got an HD remake. But came out on the Switch. It was like, so it's like all the fucking people that were on the back line are now fucking getting games, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, except for fucking Samus. I'm still waiting for Metroid Prime 4.
Well, she got one like last year. Wasn't it? Was it Dread?
Well, I think Dread was like 2 years ago, wasn't it?
It might have been. It's starting to all run together, honestly.
Yeah. And that kind of goes to like tags on what I was thinking about games, and that there is a lot of good games that have come out in the last year. Like my list of games that I want to play that I have not gotten to continues to grow. However, like I kind of feel like those big you can't miss games, there's fewer and fewer of every fucking year.
Right. And
And like I would say this year, of the games that I absolutely have to go back and play that I did not get a chance to go back to, of games that came out this year, I can only think of one that I missed, two that I missed, and one of them's a fucking remake of a PlayStation game, a PlayStation 2 game.
what is it?
Persona 3.
Oh, okay. Haven't they had
Reload.
like 3 of those fucking remakes for that game? Oh no,
Oh,
Persona 4 Golden. That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
those aren't remakes. Those are like expanded versions of those games. So like Persona 3 got Persona 3 Fez, Persona 4 got Golden, and Persona 5 got Royale.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So Reload is like a total remake from the ground up. So I still need to get to that because I fucking love the Persona games. But otherwise, it's just Dragon Age that I hope to get to at some point.
Did you get to Baldur's Gate by any chance? Was that this year or was that last yeyear?
That was last year. That is
Okay.
one of my remaining games from the previous year that I haven't gotten to yet because I just can't get to RPGs right now unless it's a Final Fantasy game. I am not going to touch an RPG right now.
That's fair. I did a cool thing this year
Oh yeah.
that I've been meaning to do. I was like, well, you've beaten almost every Final Fantasy game, Mitchell, but we're talking about like PS1 and up. These pixel remasters, and you've never played any of these.
Oh shit.
So in a straight line, I beat Final Fantasy 5,
Great game.
then 3,
Excellent game.
then 1,
Good game.
then 4.
Fucking spectacular game.
I hated 4.
But it's got Cecil and Kane.
Fuck Cecil. Fuck that final boss, man.
Oh yeah. Fair.
Like, that was actually 1, 5, and 4, their final bosses all gave me a real tough time. 3, not so much. I just fucking shurikened him to death. Or maybe that was 5. I don't know.
I mean, it's
No,
something
it was
that I
3.
have to tell Jake on my show all the time. What's the point of a final boss being easy?
Yeah, no, it's fine that it was hard. It just pissed me off really bad. But I did love it. Like, I know that sounds mixed, but like, I love when bosses are hard. I just hate when I can't figure out what the fuck I'm doing wrong.
Oh no, I totally understand that. Like
Those
it's-
old Final Fantasy games, they always seemed pretty unfair when it came to the final boss. Everything else,
Oh, for
fine.
sure.
But Jesus.
I think that like I totally understand where you're coming from there. Like the frustration of getting your ass whipped over and over and over, and like knowing that you should be able to do it.
Right, and then you just power level yourself by running back and forth. And just fucking, just 10 levels, go fight it, lose. I'm gonna do 10 more levels again. Just fucking keep doing it. And I'm like, at the end of all those playthroughs, all my characters were like level 50.
Hell yeah.
There's no reason to do that. Like, I don't know. But like, X-Death and 5, that was wild.
Oh yeah, that guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah, and 5 was my favorite out of them. I still need to play 2 and finish 6.
Yeah, 5 is probably my favorite of those, honestly.
Even more than 6?
Oh yeah, 6 is really good. I just think 5 is underrated.
It is underrated, and it has the best Chocobo song.
It has a really good Chocobo song. It has the second best Chocobo song in all the
13?
series. Yeah, motherfucker. 13-2. 13-2.
Isn't
That's
that
the heavy. That's the one with the heavy metal Chocobo theme.
Is that the one with the motorcycle Shiva?
That is the first. I guess. Yeah, the motorcycle Shiva is like the first 13, I believe.
I've never played it. I started playing 13-1 this year, and I was like, I started liking it a lot, and then all of a sudden, my like for it just died for, I don't know, no reason at all.
That happens.
So, but yeah, 5, the class system is just chef's kiss.
Spectacular. It's beautiful. It's well done.
I just feel like in 6, it might be my favorite. I haven't finished 6 yet, so it's too early to say. But I think I would also put it as my favorite so far, just because the class system is so good. And in 6, like, I love 6, but I feel like I'm trying to do something constantly instead of just playing the game. Does that make any sense? Like, I feel like I'm doing too much in that game. Like,
It's definitely like
it's
the way
cumbersome.
you're doing a lot, and every character is like its own class system sort of thing, and it's constantly forcing you to use 8 billion characters because it's splitting up your party all the time.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So I kind of understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
We should talk about games of this year, and I would love to start with the most recent game that I have been playing that just came out like 2 weeks ago.
What is it?
Marvel Rivals. It is basically a fucking Overwatch clone with Marvel characters.
I keep hearing about this the past 2 weeks. I'm like, what is that? But I haven't seen it.
It's literally Overwatch with Marvel characters. It's like it's free to play, and I think that's also it's like a good free to play shooter style game. In this case, hero shooter, I believe, is what they call Overwatch games. So, like, I don't know. I never really got into Overwatch, so it's like my first experience really getting into those kinds of games, and for the most part, I tend to suck ass at competitive games, but the Marvel license, because I'm such a fucking whore for Marvel, is like sucked me in.
I heard they didn't release Deadpool into it yet.
Yeah, they're gonna do Deadpool in an upcoming like patch. The roster is pretty surprisingly deep. It's like 30 something characters.
Nice.
So
Who do you play as?
I play as Moon Knight.
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
Oh, that's awesome. He's basically like a Batman-esque vigilante who wears all white and throws like moon-shaped batarang type thingies and is super edgy.
Okay. See, every time I hear that name, Moon Knight, because I'm pretty sure you and another podcast I listened to brought him up, I always think of the Moon and Knights from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Oh, they're even better. Like, well, they're equally cool in a totally different way.
That's sick. What other games did you play?
I can touch another game that really kind of captured my attention for like October and the beginning of November, and that is Vampire Survivors, the indie.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
We've done that for the show before.
You did Vampire Survivors for the show?
Yeah.
I am a whore for Castlevania. And as soon as I heard they were doing a Castlevania DLC and it was going to have like 30 something Castlevania characters, I was like, all right, you got me. I'm at least in to play as Alucard. So like I got super hardcore into it, unlocked Alucard, played a whole bunch of the levels, got way hardcore into it for like 3 weeks total. And then I'm just like, I'm done. Had my fill. It was like $5.
Yup.
It was so cheap. And like, for those who don't know, and I assume if you're listening to the show and they've done it for the show, you know, but it's like a horde survival game where you just pick a character and run around and survive against hordes of Castlevania-esque 16-bit monsters swarming you as long as possible. And it was good, dumb fun. And that's exactly kind of what I need these days.
Right. I always forget it's there, but every time I see it, I'm like, I love you. I know I'm not good at you, but I do love you. And Mike, fucking thirsts over that game. He loves that shit.
There is something about that game where you start out as like a weak bitch. And then like after, 20, 30 minutes, you're this unstoppable monster where things cannot touch you. And it's throwing screens full of enemies at you. And you're annihilating them if you've got like good upgrades.
I watched Mike do a 20-minute run. Was that in the Castlevania one, Mike?
That was the one to unlock Santa Claus.
Oh, okay.
Santa's in it too? Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, and then no, you bought the Castlevania one or whatever, and then you started it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got all the DLC. There's so many characters. It's ridiculous.
There's so many.
Yeah, that Elden Ring DLC was fucking gnarly, man. That's one that I could definitely touch on, like, super hardcore. It'll be like,
Why
I
not-
have not went back to it.
Why don't you talk about the Elden Ring DLC and why it was so fucking awesome right now?
Well, I love Souls games.
Hell yeah.
There was a time where I just started thinking everything was too easy, and I was like, well, let's try my hand at this shit. And Elden Ring was my first one, because I'm a noob. And after I finished it, I went and beat Demon Souls Remake, and then I beat Dark Souls Remake and started Bloodborne. I'm almost at the end of that. But whenever that shit came out, the DLC, I played a whole new game just to get to the fucking dude, just to get to Moog, I forget his name. And
Moog, I think.
Moog, yeah.
I think. I don't know. Fucking, maybe it's both.
Yeah, whichever.
Well, I just thought it was going to be like the same kind of like demographic, and I think it was way more wild. Because when you enter it, when you first like get into the DLC, it's like, see these giant walking like fire pits that just like one shot you. And
Awesome.
yeah, and it's you're in a giant graveyard with ghost graves everywhere. And it's just like fucking Elden Ring. You run all over the fucking place, but all the bosses seemed way harder. I had a shitload of fun with like, who's the main dude, Mike? The dude that this whole thing's supposed to surround, but he's really not the main dude.
Snake guy.
Yeah. What's his fucking
I
name?
just always called him the snake guy.
Oh.
Not a good name.
Something the Impaler. Forget his... Malifer? I don't know. But, like, he just takes off his eye and there's like a snake that comes out of it and like he can turn into a snake, and that was the funnest fight.
Is it like Mesmer?
Mesmer. Yeah. I love Malakath. Malakath was my favorite fight, along with Melania in the original. But
Yeah.
Mesmer was just a very fast version of Melania, kinda, but with tricks up its sleeve.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's not as hard. I don't know how to word it any differently, though. It's not as hard, but he's just as fast. And he also does transformation, which is fucking tight as fuck. But I had a lot of fun. I thought about just dying to him when I almost killed him the final time I fought him, just so I could fight him again. But I was like, no. Radon is unfair. Promise Consort, the final boss. Me and Mike struggled through that shit for a bit.
Yeah.
But, like the Stairway to Heaven theme, like when you get up in the sky, that shit is fucking dope. I don't know, man.
The
It just,
last area is pretty. Yeah, it looks real nice, but it's terrible.
it's angelic as fuck, bro.
Yeah. I ended up running through the end though because there's like so many mini bosses all over the place.
Yeah, no, I fought all of them because I didn't think I could run from them.
There's just a certain point I was like, nah. There's like birds hitting me, and then this dude summons storms at you, and it's like, nah, okay. I'm just running past this.
Right, and there's like giant areas, like you drop through this giant hole in the ground, you end up going under the ocean, and you fight a boss that you would have never known was there unless you dropped down that hole. And he's like, technically a main boss, but he's not, which is weird. That dude gave me some trouble too. He's on a giant skeleton horse. It's fucking sweet. I don't know, it just felt very refreshing after Elden Ring felt like it wasn't refreshing anymore. And I really enjoyed it.
That one area is really cool that you're talking about is all. What was it called? The Cerulean Coast or some shit?
Yeah. Yeah, man, you got to play that, Rachel. You have to.
I do so bad. Like, I definitely plan on it. It sounds fucking awesome, and I have a craving to get back to Elden Ring again.
I have a craving just to finish Bloodborne just so I can say it's done and over with.
Oh, Bloodborne kicks ass.
See, I am the only Souls fan that is not a giant fan of Bloodborne.
I think it's just the aesthetic is way up my alley. The weird gothic bullshit.
Yeah, I do enjoy the aesthetic. What I don't enjoy is, I mean, I just named off the list of Souls games, and I've played a million Souls likes. I've never had that much in between each main boss as like a ramp in difficulty as that game. It feels like the enemies are just, even the basic enemies give me problems. And like, I'm on this boss right now, and I feel like I'm like not doing any damage to it. And I'm like,
Oh yeah, the enemies in that game are aggressive as fuck.
yeah, like I don't have a problem with the boss I'm on. It's just I'm not doing enough damage, and I feel like I'm just running around in a circle, just being stupid as fuck. I don't know. It's like this, like Grim Reaper thing with like 8 arms. I think I have like 2 more bosses to go. Somebody told me after him. Like, do you remember the area where once this like bell rings or some shit like that, everybody turns like invincible or some shit? Or you can't hit them or hurt them?
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, it's like the boss of that place. And that's where I'm at.
I need to go back to Bloodborne, give that another run.
I will never go back. Plus, I really want to play Dark Souls 3. Like,
oh
really
yeah, that
bad.
one's fun too. That was a good one.
Yeah, I did enjoy Dark Souls 1 a shit ton. Like, way more than I thought I would.
Dark Souls 1 is my favorite Souls game.
Yeah, that was really fucking fun.
Which one's with the Orphan of Cause?
Orphan of Kos is Bloodborne.
Yep.
Okay.
Isn't that a DLC as well?
The
Yeah.
Orphan of Kos is the final boss of the DLC.
Okay. Yeah, and that's what I'm like also thinking. As soon as I finish Bloodborne, I won't really be finished with Bloodborne because I'll have these crazy DLCs everybody telling me that are like extremely hard.
Yeah, the DLC to that is a motherfucker.
Is it the Old Hunters one? There's 2 of them,
Yep.
right?
There's just one.
Oh, okay. I thought there was 2. Sweet, at least that makes me feel better. I only have to do 1. But, yeah. What's the game from this year you liked, Mike?
I was looking, and Helldivers 2 was a really good game. Made me feel like Space Troopers. And then Power World.
Dude,
I have
Power was a
heard-
blast.
I know what that looks like, but I don't know anything about it as a game.
Well, underneath of the little thing, it says open world, gun, and Pokemon.
That's all you need to know.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you basically, like, you can give your Pokemon, your pals, guns. You can also capture humans in Pokeballs.
I love that.
And you can, like, it's like an open world survival Pokemon game. It's like everything that I feel like Pokemon should be, but it's not Pokemon, it's Power World. I don't think you should be able to give your Pokemon guns in Pokemon, but it's just a nice, funny twist. Like, you have this dumb, like, monkey pal running around with a submachine gun. It's just, like, hilarious.
Yeah. And you get like raided all the time. Your base gets raided.
Yeah.
It's like mostly open world survival type game with Pokemon added in.
Yeah, and you can do, like, raid bosses together and shit. It's pretty fucking sweet, dude.
What else we got here?
Like, I don't know if that's a game that's up my alley, but it sounds ridiculous, and I truly support that. Like, 'cause, like, it's such a fucking absurd idea. Like, Pokemon with guns. Like, why not? Why the fuck not?
Yeah, and if you like fly on your Pokemon, like your birds and shit, or your or whatever, you can ride them all over the place. It's cool as fuck. They're just like mounts.
Yeah, you said you don't like collectathons. What is it? Is it to level up? You have to catch like 10 of each type. And
my god, nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, that's how you level up. You fucking capture 10 of every
no.
Pokemon. Yeah, it's really...
That noise.
That's the only lame thing about that.
Hell no.
But it looks really good. It's like Wind Waker style, like cell shaded graphics. It's a really pretty game. I do want to touch on Yakuza though.
Hell yeah.
This time you go to Hawaii, and you also get back to Japan. You just kind of flip flop between characters and do shit. You can build an island, a resort for these mascots that live on this island filled with trash because pirates come and dump their trash there. And that's the issue with that island. And it used to be a successful resort. And that shit is fucking hilarious. And they have Sujimon. And Sujimon are the enemies in the game. You can capture them by giving them gifts. And they have an entire Pokemon arc. Like, you have to go beat the Elite Four. But I forget what they're called. But there's a Joker, a King, Queen, Jack. And you have to be, like, there's a whole story arc on it. That game is just wild. Like, and the class system is sick. You can be like a football player or a tennis player if you want to. But, like, being in Hawaii just gives me those, like, early 2000s video game vibes. Like, remember that? Like, Mario Sunshine, Final Fantasy X, Sonic Heroes, I think it was. Everything was, like, out on a beach. And I loved
Scarface.
Loved it.
There was a fighting game that was always like on beaches and shit and with jiggly tits. Girls with jiggly tits.
Yeah, Mike, what is it?
Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that game.
I just played as the ninja chick with purple hair.
Yeah, she's a Ninja Gaiden as well.
Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah, Yakuza's just like... Well, those two games specifically. I mean, I've played other ones, and they all seem to have like the same kind of tone. Like, but those two games are just filled with fun, ridiculous shit. Like, you form relationship bonds over talking and making choices with your team. And like, you actually get shit out of it. Like, extra dialogue content and all this other shit. So... I like doing like little shit like that in games. Like when they put that much effort into making every little thing be something worth something. You can go to school. You can go to school and like learn shit. You did that in the first one too, but like you just get like, what were they called, Mike? Certificates?
Yeah. I could never do those. They were like, I could do the math ones and the science ones, and then they're just like, map history about the fucking area and shit, and then like real life Japanese history. And I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to remember this? I can't even remember everybody's name.
Yeah, and they're all like based off of like 5-question pop quizzes.
Yeah.
They kind of did that in Persona, the Persona games.
Yeah, I knew you went to school in those games. I didn't know exactly to what end it actually meant anything.
Yeah, there's tests and stuff too.
Nice.
But that's really cool that they do that in the Yakuza games. Like the old school, to call them even old school is ridiculous because they're not that old. But the main Yakuza series was kind of like off the wall insane like that too.
Yeah, I was playing Zero, which is the prequel.
So good. It's the best one in my opinion.
So much fun, man. So much fun. But after playing as Kasuga, like I can't get past how good he is versus like the stoic Kiryu, you know? And you were right, by the way. Final Fantasy 16 was a 2023 game.
Yes, I fucking knew it.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on that? Did you finish that?
I have not finished it yet. It's good. It's got good drama. It's fine. It's not what I want out of a Final Fantasy game as far as how it plays, but it's fine.
You don't like a political story, bro?
It's fine. It's fine.
No, that was one thing that kind of like got me on that one. I was like, I like the way it's told, but like, I'm not too much of a political fan guy, especially in my games. So
I think in certain circumstances it's really awesome, like Final Fantasy Tactics.
I knew you were gonna bring that up.
Hell yeah. It's fucking Game of Thrones, the video game, practically. But like, the story to 16 is cool, but I don't like most of the characters, if that helps. Like, I think they're fine. I just don't love them. And there usually needs to be a character that I latch onto really intensely.
Can we at least agree that Sid is the most badass fucking Sid?
That's the one character that I latched onto, and
yeah,
for plot relevant reasons, they're not involved in a good chunk of the game, and it was like, well, fuck. I want more of that character, not these dipshits.
What a fucking badass, man. I had to bring up
badass.
16 because I thought you started playing it this year, but I wasn't sure or not.
Yeah, like I ran out of steam when that character kind of makes their exit to the main plot. And it's just like, well, what the fuck am I going to do now?
I think... I don't want to change... I'm not trying to change your mind, but I think your mind will change when you see the end of the game.
I hope so. Like, I know it's good, and I'm slowly kind of plunking my way through it.
Like, so, it is spectacular. That I love the way they did that ending.
And eventually I'm going to do it for the show, too. So
I can't wait. I want to hear what Jake has to say about that.
Oh, he'll probably bitch all the time. That's what he does.
I didn't think he would.
He might like that one. He recently got a PlayStation 5, so I've been encouraging him to give that game a shot. You know, speaking of Final Fantasy, I might as well talk about my next game and the big one that I wanted to talk about, and that is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That is the only game this year that I dedicated a massive chunk of my time to, and it was like the perfect game at the perfect time when I desperately needed escapism, and like I had time to do it. And like, it was like this warm blanket of familiarity that was like perfect for my needs, but there was so much new shit in there that it was constantly engaging me with new stuff, new character twists, new plot points, new side content that is just wildly divergent from the original game, but still somehow like doesn't detract from the overarching direction that the game goes. Like, I feel like it'd be very easy to do something like this and make it feel padded, but I felt that it was largely pretty valuable for the most part, the experience. But I also love that world. I could see if somebody doesn't love that world or doesn't have a connection to it, you could find a lot of it just like, why am I doing this? Why am I looking for these chocobos for this dipshit? But like for me, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm unlocking another chocobo. Fuck yeah. Give me that goddamn bird.
Fuck yeah, man.
So yeah, like I don't know. I just loved it. It was perfect. And like it hit me in the feels constantly. And like I've got a lot more emotions these days than I used to anyway. Estrogen will do that to a person. But like also with the emotions of like life change stuff, and then this game throwing all these bangers at me that like just big emotional hits. I couldn't put it down because it constantly kept me engaged, like on a nostalgia level, emotional level, and even gameplay wise. Like just the combat was fun as hell.
Yeah, that's why I brought up 16 so we could talk a little bit about that, but I figured we would run into this segue. I think all three of us could actually talk about this. I know you haven't played it, Mike, but I do know your love towards comparing games.
Oh.
Well, first, let's talk about the best part of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Queen's Blood?
Yes! A card game I like. What?
Yeah, Mike loves card games. Slay the
I love
Spire.
8's card game.
Yeah, but
I
you
love
love
Slay the Spire, but Final Fantasy specific would be 8 would be the one I put a lot of time into.
See, I did it with 9. And nobody seems to understand how to play 9's card game.
9's fine. There's arrows on the cards, if I remember correctly, and they kind of tell you what does what.
Yeah. I don't know. I always see all these forums and Reddit posts like, how the fuck do you play this? I'm like, dude, just use the arrow. If it has bigger numbers, it will most likely win.
No, there's like 3 sets of letters or something.
Yeah,
And
that
then,
too.
like,
But like a lot of them are
one's
added.
weak to other one or some shit.
It seems like when there's an added letter, that's when you'll like automatically win on top of it though. But yeah, did you finish all of Queen's Blood? Right.
I have not finished like the last like group of missions. I'm still kind of doing a lot of like the bonus side shit. But like I did a lot of it.
I will not leave an area if a Queen's Blood match is there.
I support that. Queen's Blood, like the fact that like it starts as a card game and then it has its own quest line that builds up out of it and like mystery is awesome because I don't think any of the other Final Fantasies ever really did that. Like they kind of left it as its own side thing.
Yeah.
8 has like, there's like I forget what they're called, but they're the best card duelists, and they're like random characters that won't duel you until the end of the game. And if you lose like certain cards at certain points of time, you can get other cards, and there's like a whole it's super involved.
Yeah, I couldn't get into
That's
8.
like what made me stop playing the game entirely. It was just I got way into it, and I was just like, no.
I couldn't get into 8's card game just because I don't understand it at all. So, yeah. Like, I just don't get it, and plus I don't want to read a million menus like that game has for everything. So I'm just like, we'll just leave this alone completely.
It's like every time it introduces a new mechanic, it's like, here's a book.
Well, it also deters me because of the rule changes per region.
Yeah, that is what makes
I like
it hard.
that too.
You do like that?
I do. They're not it's not like wildly different. They're pretty minor changes, and it's just enough to keep you on your toes and make you not rely on the same tactics for every fucking battle.
Mm.
Well, what happens when you lose a card match in 7?
You restart the match and do it again.
See, in 8, you lose a card.
I thought we lost cards in Rebirth as well.
I think you would if you will if you actually accept the loss, but I never did. I'm like, fuck you, rematch. I'm like, no, restart the match.
Okay. See, I just thought you always lost one, but I could be wrong. Yeah, that game is fucking sick. And did you feel like they made it to where Tifa and Aerith seem to always have like some kind of little war over you?
No.
You didn't feel that?
No.
I don't know, I felt like that because every time I talked to one of them and did something for them, or answered them in a certain way, they'd be like, this person likes you more. And like, the other one walks off or some shit.
They do that, like your whole party has a friendship like meter, like every character.
Yeah.
I think that, to me, that game is really brilliantly written in terms of how it handles the friendship and romance aspect, because if you take out your own emotions out of it. Cloud isn't specifically going out of his way to be interested in any of them.
Right.
And none of the girls are
I feel like
none of
they
the
are
girls are like explicitly interested in Cloud either, for the most part, like romantically. And it's a lot of it is the player's like own interpretation of everybody's actions, because you could easily read everything as like, yo, these are just really good friends, or you could read it as every one of these characters wants to fuck. Like it's vague in a good way.
Right. Who's your normal party you roll with?
Cloud, Tifa, and Aerith. I roll with the bitches.
I feel that. It's usually Tifa or Aerith in one slot and Cloud and Red 13 in the other.
I rotate in Nanaki pretty often.
Yeah, I keep trying to get good with Kate Sith, and I'm just like, I
Kate
love this character. I love it. And he's Scottish. He's fucking Scottish.
Everybody more likable than they were in the original to some degree. Like, I don't even hate Sid anymore. And that might change in the third one. But, like, I like this Sid.
Yeah, this Sid's pretty great.
So, like, I rotate everybody in pretty regularly, but, like, those are the ones that I'm usually playing. I really enjoy playing as everybody.
Yeah, I feel that. It's not that I hate Kate Sith, I just don't do enough damage with him and don't know how to use him exactly. I always feel like I do, and then I get fucked up real bad.
There is a forced section where you have to play as Kate Sith that sucks ass.
Really? Is it after where I'm at?
Yes.
Okay. Well, cool.
And it's fucking miserable. But other than that, Kate's pretty great. Nice. All things considered.
So, do you still prefer the original over this one?
Well, they're two different beasts to me. I can't. You're asking me to pick my children, and I can't do that.
I am.
I refuse. Especially because like this isn't the complete game.
Right.
I think for me, the only reason that I care so much about Remake and Rebirth is because I care so much about the original. So, like, without my love of the original, I don't know how much I would love these. I would like them, without a doubt. I think they're quality products. But,
it's hard to word this question to you, but, like, do you love Final Fantasy VII for what it is? Or do you think it is as good as everybody says it is? Or do you think that it is nostalgia, kind of?
I used to think it was nostalgia. I used to think that my own love of it was nostalgia. And it led me to talk shit about it a lot and kind of like downplay how much I liked it and make fun of it. Because it was just like, oh, this is that thing that I loved when I was a dumb kid. It's not that good. Every time I go back and revisit it, I notice something else that's just really good design. In terms of mechanics and storytelling. And no, I think at bare minimum, it has a really awesome, well thought out story. And I think it has a really good JRPG mechanics built into it. The visuals are obviously dated, but no more so than anything else from that generation. So like, they're fine. Yeah, I think it's well deserving of its reputation.
So yeah, because I always heard that it was awesome, and I actually played the remake before I played the original 7.
You goddamn heretic!
Yeah, man.
Step into my office, cause you're fucking fired.
Yeah, like I loved remake. Then I played 7, and I was like, I understand why people, especially at that time, that kind of game. But I didn't see why everybody loved it so much. And that's what I try to figure out every time I talk to somebody about Final Fantasy.
It's very much like it is of a time, but I think it holds up pretty good. But at that same regard, like everything that makes it special has been like, it was so influential that, like, so many games took influence from it. So it's not like this wholly original work of art anymore. It's got so much derivative stuff taken from it. It's kind of like how the original Resident Evil 4 basically created an entirely new style of shooter. But it doesn't feel, if you go back and play the original Resident Evil 4, you're not going to feel that same level of impact. Because, like, I mean, all the future Resident Evil remakes happened, and Gears of War happened, and, like, every third-person shooter that happened afterwards basically mimicked the same camera angle and shooter style. So, like, it doesn't have the same impact anymore. But that doesn't change the fact that it was and is legitimately good.
It's
Yeah.
like how Halo 1 revolutionized first person.
Yeah, hey,
Like, you go back
1000%.
to it, it's like, oh, this is basic. It's like what made it basic, you know?
You could say the same thing about Half-Life and Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
Still another game I've never played. Watched somebody play it before. But
What
like
is the original Half-Life 4?
PC.
yeah.
Okay.
I think this is my problem with 7. It's not, it is a problem. Because I need somebody to explain it to me.
Well, good for you. I got a couple minutes left. Let's do it.
Okay. Did Cloud do the shit he did, or does he actually think he's somebody else, and that's where they lost me? Like, I don't understand that demographic.
Okay.
Like, it
Spoil it.
yeah.
They haven't gotten all the way into it in this game, but they will in the future. Do you want the spoilers?
Yeah, I just want to know what that because I've beat the original 7.
Oh, yeah, did you? So Cloud thinks at first that he did these things.
Okay.
Because he's mixing up his own memories with that of Zack. So he's got so, like, when he got infused with Mako and experimented on by Hojo after the Sephiroth incident, it fucked up his head so bad that, like, he can't tell the difference between what he's done in the past and what Zack has done. Because Zack is like everything he wanted to be.
Okay. So
because he basically, like, he wanted to be this badass soldier, and then he just became a fucking jackoff, like, didn't accomplish shit, and was best buds with this dude who was a mega badass, and then got his brain all fucked up, and, like, he's like, well, I always wanted to be a badass. I know about all this stuff. I did it. That was me.
yeah, that's like I don't. That's so weird. I don't know. That's where I was confused the whole time. I'm like, why does this dude think this dude's another dude?
Yeah, it's a combination of his brain being all scrambled by Hojo's shit, and him wanting to not be himself so badly.
Huh.
Dude was so unhappy with the person that he became that he imagined he was somebody else.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm just sitting here, like, because all it does is remind me of, like, fucking, what's that movie, Tropic Thunder? I'm a dude playing another dude, pretending to be another dude, and I'm like,
yes.
What is going on?
Exactly that.
Okay, because I don't remember that in the original 7, them going over that he thought he was him because of this.
Yeah, they go over it more in depth later in, spoiler from Final Fantasy VII, when Tifa dives into Cloud's mind after he's recovered from the Mako stream, the live stream.
When he says Xenogears in his quote.
Kind of like when he's in a wheelchair and he's totally comatose.
It's like, oh god, Xenogears. The incomplete game that everybody loves.
Yes, it's got a good story.
Yeah, no, I just never understood that, and nobody has ever explained it to me, so I'm just like, I was just totally lost. But yeah. You should check out those Yakuza games, because they're JRPGs, though.
Oh, absolutely. They're on my list of things to eventually get to. Like, I love the original Yakuza series, so Like a Dragon is something that I absolutely want to check out.
Yeah, make sure you play the first Like a Dragon before Infinite Wealth, though. Because you won't.
Okay.
Because that story is. I just love that fucking dude, man. He will become your favorite protagonist, I swear. You're gonna be like, Cloud? Nah.
I've heard nothing but good things.
It's so good, dude. He'll be your new favorite spiky-haired weirdo.
I want spiky-haired weirdos in my life.
Yeah. Oh, in that game, the reason he sees everything the way he sees it, and nobody understands why, because they make an explanation to why it's a JRPG and they're taking turns hitting each other. He'll like he explains that he always growing up used to play Dragon Quest. And he always wanted to be a hero.
Awesome.
And that's why everything is the way it is. And everybody's like, this dude's fucking weird. Like,
I'd love that.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
All right, guys. Well, I need to take this moment to split because I got sexy party shenanigans I got to get to. But it's been fucking awesome talking about video games with y'all. And, you know, I'm looking forward to 2025.
Hell yeah, man.
Fuck yeah, thanks for joining us.
Hell yeah. Enjoy finishing up your episode. And until next time, I'm Rachel. Check out Damn Chocobo. We are awesome. Occasionally, we release episodes.
Q.
I promise there's 2 more coming. They're recorded. I just haven't edited them.
Damn. Oh, I thought you would have put those out. I haven't checked it recently.
I haven't yet. They're done. I just gotta do the last edit. So I'm gonna do it. It's been months since an episode. So.
Yeah, definitely go check out the old episodes. They're great.
Hell yeah.
So.
Okay, I'm out. Y'all take care.
Later.
Adios.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
What other shit did you play this year?
Oh, we already talked about Elden Ring. I think I might have had one. Well, Helldivers.
Nah, not games from this year, but like just any games that you've been.
What do you think I played?
Slay the Spire.
And lots of Kenji. Yes. I did kind of a solo run on Kenji. I started to, collected a bunch of bounties, and then I found out I could make them my friends. So I broke them out of jail and made them my friends.
Hell yeah. Will they turn on you because they're like convicts and shit?
Nah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know how exactly that game works because everything else is brutal as fuck. So I just figured.
Yeah, once you hire somebody or they accept to join you, they're there. You control them essentially. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. The only thing that goes wrong like that is like if you buy slaves, as soon as you leave town, they'll run away from you.
Oh.
Yeah, even if you free them, they're not very likely to join you.
What? How do you stop them from running away and you use them?
There's a mod where you can beat them up and throw them into a prison cell, and then they'll join you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an easy recruitment mod. You can imprison people in cages and shit in vanilla game.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, there's like games from this year that I still want to play are the Princess Peach game. I still want to finish the Zelda game.
Yeah.
Like I haven't really been working on it too much anymore, but every time I turn it on, I'm like, why haven't I been playing you? But like the Princess Peach game, I definitely want to check out.
I haven't even heard of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Originally Peach actually had a game on the DS, and it's pretty expensive.
What is it?
It's just I forget exactly what it's called. It's but this is the second one in it. I don't think it's a remake of it. I'm pretty sure it's just a whole new game. Could be wrong though. I do plan on the year of 2025 being my year of like 3DS games and shit though.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited
Got
for.
this set up.
while still doing GameCubes and shit like that.
Yeah.
But
We start doing those for the show, eh?
I do want to start doing 3DS games for sure, and DS games. I know it's going to be a pain in the ass, but I do want to start hitting up more Pokemon.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have this weird thirst for Pokemon lately. Like, past 3 nights I've been playing fucking Alpha Sapphire. So.
Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's nice.
Yeah, see, I don't know which one I want. What's the newest one?
That is Violet and Scarlet.
Is it?
Yeah, those are the newest Pokemon games. Well, this year they're coming out with Pokemon AZ, which is just Arceus, but in the X and Y world. So that'll be
I
sick.
thought Shining and Brilliant came out after Scarlet.
Oh, maybe they did. I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't
I'm
think
not sure
so,
either.
but yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Huh.
I might be wrong.
Yeah, no. I'm just excited to play Pokemon games that I haven't played before. Like, we gotta play Conquest at some point.
Yeah.
We gotta play Black White 2. I'm kind of dreading Diamond and Pearl just because of what I've played of the remakes. I'm just like, I don't know, it just seems like a very boring Pokemon game.
Like Platinum.
We could play Platinum.
Platinum corrects like everything wrong with Diamond and Pearl.
I don't know, it just seems like it's so... Diamond and Pearl just seems soulless. Does that make sense?
Nah, not to me.
I thought you didn't like Diamond and Pearl that much.
I like them.
Oh, okay.
I just don't. I base it more on how challenging it is, I guess. I don't know. Or how, like, the least dreadful it is. Because there's some annoying features in Pokemon games that are relics of old RPGs. Like, the one word where you have to go next thing, and there only being that one single hint. And Pokemon games being so boring and monotonous, you kind of just slam A through them, so you always miss where you're supposed to go next.
Oh, I just follow the routes. I never know where I'm going
Diamond
next.
and Pearl, you have to go all over the place usually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the routes aren't very straightforward.
Like, I liked Sword and Shield up until, like, the last quarter of it.
I think that's my least favorite.
Yeah, like, the last quarter of it is what did it in for me. Scarlet and Violet. I mean, they were fun, but it was just like, this just feels like sandbox Pokemon.
Yeah.
I don't know why, it just did. I liked it, but like the last true, like, going through a Pokemon game that I actually really loved was X and Y. So.
Didn't you play, what's that Eevee Pikachu one?
Oh, Pokemon Let's Go?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was fun-ish.
I heard that was super easy.
Dumb easy, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I could give it to a baby and they would hit the right buttons, probably.
If you actually play Pokemon, like, if you take it, like, seriously to any extent, why the fuck would you pick a Pikachu as your starter over an Eevee? Like, you get a Jolteon.
I don't know. I do love Jolteon. So, you kind of got me on that one. But I don't know, Pikachu's just so iconic, I just love seeing him.
I don't think I've ever used a Pikachu. If I did, I evolved it to Raichu.
No, slander. No, like, I don't know, dude. X and Y, I think the reason I loved X and Y so much is because I took that massive, like, I skipped like 3 or 4 generations of Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then I got into it right there, and I was like, this is so new. This doesn't even feel like Pokemon. Like, it does, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
And I just
Yeah,
love
see,
it.
I got like all the Pokemon games and all the Fire Emblem games. And I was just burnt out. I started X and Moon, or whichever ones I have.
Scratch
think
that.
it's X.
The last super enjoyable Pokemon game I liked was Sun and Moon. Yeah. Because I love
Well,
Island games.
the only thing I remember from those 2 games is there was an alien like squid thing that like appeared.
Yeah. The Ultra Beasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, this is weird.
There's like 4 of them.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
Some shit like that. And then I think they bring them back in well, no, I forget what they're called. Primeval Pokemon, maybe? Some kind of different, like, ancient Pokemon. They brought them back in Scarlet and Violet.
And then there was a crab. I think it had like blue claws or something.
Oh, dude, that's like one of my favorite Pokemon ever. Crab Brawler.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Yeah. I fucking love that Pokemon so much. I didn't even want to evolve them. I loved them so much. But whatever.
Dude, that's like one of the most fun things to me about Pokemon is like if you have a 3-stage evolution that gets all the way up by level 30, like 6 or whatever.
Yep, it's perfect.
Yeah. Like, I'm just always like, oh, I hope it's cool. That's like the disappointing thing with the starters is it's like, oh, these are all kind of lame. And then it's like, oh, they're even more lame. Like, to me, they just keep getting lamer to me. Like, the rabbit and the monkey and the, I don't even remember what
Monkey's
the other
awesome.
one. I don't know. I picked the monkey, bro. That was my favorite one album, but I didn't like it.
I can't believe you don't like the fucking Final Evolution, the Rillaboom.
Yeah.
Rillaboom's
Yeah,
fucking
as soon
awesome.
as I fucking got that thing, I put it in the box.
What?
It's like, that was your last shit.
That thing is so strong. You have no idea. Like, my
I think I
favorite...
showed you a picture of my team.
I don't remember it. Yeah, and like, favorite all-time of any new Pokemon game, though, because before I was just talking basic normal Pokemon games, definitely Arceus. I just love everything about that game.
Another thing I didn't like about Sword and Shield is that I have Shield, so one of my gym leaders was a ghost type, which I'm fine with. But in Sword, there's a fighting gym leader instead of the ghost one.
Oh, really?
Did you know that?
No,
yeah.
I didn't. I had,
watch somebody play through Sword.
I think I had Shield. No, I did have Sword. Yeah. I don't know. Like, the lamest gym leaders ever are the fucking ones from Scarlet and Violet, though. Hands down. Like,
oh, really?
That was awful. And also, same with the new, the new Pokemon gimmick. The Terra fucking thing or whatever.
Yeah.
All it does is change your Pokemon's type once you use it. It's like, why do I want a ghost type Hitmonchan? Like,
yeah, I seen somebody beat that game with Magikarp.
That's awful.
Because of that ability.
What did it do?
They would like change it to normal type to get rid of its electric weakness or some shit like that.
And then just use struggle?
Yeah.
Lame.
Or it was probably flail or whatever the FL Pokemon move is that isn't
flail.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I don't
know.
even remember what that does.
But, like, thinking about Pokemon, I do want to play Pokemon, but you know what I really want to do is play Dragon Quest Monsters.
What's that?
It's the same thing, brother. You
Huh.
befriend monsters from Dragon Quest. It's just like what I've been doing with, like, the Monster Angler thing on Dragon Quest 3 Remake. It's just
Play
that.
Spectros.
What is that?
It's the Pokemon archaeology game.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Why?
Instead of battling to level up your Pokemon or catch them, you dig up fossils and you dig up these crystals and you can power them up with the crystals and then awaken the fossils.
I've heard that Cassette Beasts was a very good clone of Pokemon. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's a cassette down in the corner, and it's like your, it's basically your hub, and there's like monsters battling monsters. I was like, oh, okay.
Also in Spectrodes, you get like, what is it? Whenever you fight, it's a 2-on-2, like, open square that you fight in. You can run around and do moves, and then you have a special meter that builds up, and your guys will combine and do a special move based off their type.
See, I wish Pokemon was exactly how it is, but when it came to the battling, I wish it was like Pokken Tournament.
I love battling how it is.
I know. I knew you were
And
gonna
they're
say
not
that.
going to change that because it's like the
No,
tournament shit.
Yeah. No, like,
I'm like so glad that it's so cemented in. Like they could make spin-off versions, but I want the main line to stay how it is.
oh, okay. Yeah, I want to be my Pokemon. Like, I just want Pokemon to be like the
A
anime.
mystery dungeon.
I just want to play Pokemon like the anime. Like, I
See,
want
I
to.
hated the anime, so.
Well, no, I want my. These Pokemon are like these crazy things that they talk about in the Pokédex and like blah blah blah, and it's like, oh, we're taking turns hitting each other. It's like, no, I want to move around and bounce off of a fucking wall and headbutt you from the side and do like crazy shit. Cause like, I loved Pokken Tournament. That shit was fun. Yeah.
I never played it.
Oh yeah. They give you a very limited choice of Pokemon though. It's like, I don't know, 15 different Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, haven't you?
huh?
Oh, isn't Pokken Tournament like the fucking fighting game?
Yeah, it's just Mortal Kombat with
Okay.
Pokemon.
Yeah. What about Mystery Dungeon?
I do enjoy Mystery Dungeon. I just don't enjoy it enough to play it all the way through, but I think I'm going to change that. I'm going to try that Explorers of Sky one.
Because I would think that's like more of what you would want.
It is ish, but dungeon crawler games are very hit and miss to me. Yeah, because like dungeon crawler games can take so fucking long to finish, and like I don't want, if it's not like a JRPG super fucking juiced up fucking story that's like good, I don't want to have to spend 80 hours in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Like both of those Yakuza games, I put 80 hours into both of them.
I just don't like stories in games. I'm not like, I don't like story focused experiences.
Well, that's the thing.
They tend to drag to me a lot.
Well, that's the thing. Those aren't even like super, like they are story driven, but most of the time, it's like GTA. Most of the time there is a story, but you're like most of the time not doing the story. You're just doing like wild shit. Like it's kind of like that. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Like, I mean, you played the first Yakuza with me. Like you didn't have, you were doing random shit all the time, weren't you? Like,
I don't remember. Remember, like, at the end, I had to fucking grind. And that's what stuck in my head the most.
Yeah, that one real steep point. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was hardcore. What was it, Kiryu, right? You had to fight him?
Was it forget if he had an eye patch or not. I think he had a yellow suit and it wasn't, it was unbuttoned.
Majima and the big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to grind there too. That was fucking wild. I had to grind for them and Kiryu.
The last boss.
Was Kiryu... Oh, no, I didn't have to grind for the last boss. I was good to go for all that. But, like, Kiryu and those two, yeah, no, those were two stopping points for me where I was like, well, I gotta beef up. I thought I was already beefed up. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was not enjoyable, and I couldn't find the weapons were hard to find. Last level weapons. I thought they would just be in different stores, or I was hoping that I'll be in, every store would have the same shit, but you had to go everywhere, all over the map to find different weapons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why I just looked up a list of what every shop sold. But I didn't even use it except for one weapon. One person I only did that for. The rest I was like, you guys can just have the best of what you have and I'll just craft it.
Yeah, I didn't craft either. That's probably why I had some trouble.
It does cost money and resources, but it's like totally worth it.
Probably.
Like, upgrading the bat all the way was fucking dope. Because I had to upgrade his bat all the way. Had to. I was like, this thing's probably sick as fuck, I bet. And it's just like wrapped in barbed wire and has gold spikes on it. Electricity coming off of it. I was like, fuck yeah. But, I mean, yeah,
Did we cover Baldur's Gate this year or last year?
We covered it last year.
Okay.
But like...
That wasn't a very good year, actually.
What was?
Said this wasn't a very good year. Seemed to be overshadowed by the previous 2 years.
Yeah.
Gaming.
I would say so. Because, like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know, this year I just kind of, instead of focused on beating games like I've usually been doing, I was like, I'm just going to kick back and relax. And, like, I did enjoy it a lot. But, like, I don't know, I just felt like this year just went straight through.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much this year was just all about, like, the election. That was, like, the big event of this year.
Oh, yeah.
And it was nothing but a fucking, like, I'm pretty sure this is the worst bickering I've ever heard from an election. And I'm like,
I don't know.
Why are we even fighting about this?
Everybody bitches all the time, it seems like.
Yeah. I mean,
get more used to it as it goes on and on.
Right. Yeah, I guess. It's just, well, I don't know. I hear it all the time where I work and in my family, and I'm just like, guys, let's just stop. Like, you do know we're fucked either way, right? Just depends on it. Like,
Michael Jordan clip. Stop. Get some help.
Yeah. It's like my buddy and me were talking about it yesterday at work, and I said what I said about it, and he's like, yeah, it just depends on which ass cheek you want slapped on, the right or the left.
Yeah.
I was like, exactly. So, I mean, we had fucking drones flying around in New Jersey right now. My buddy lives in New Jersey. I was like, how them drones? Merry Christmas. He's like, lol, I haven't even seen one.
It'd be funny if they just started delivering gifts.
I mean, that's what Amazon was supposed to do. Remember that?
Yeah. That was I think that was just like, it's like flying cars. Like, it sounds really cool, but then you try to do it and it's like, wow, this is retarded.
Drones are going to take our jobs. No, they're not. No, they're not.
Well, it's like, there's a bunch of fucking brick size, or like, at least they weigh like a brick. Just big things flying around in low fucking airspace. It's like, I don't know if that's a great idea.
Yeah.
There were supposed to be car stations, like a person would park a van and it would deploy them.
Yeah. Yeah, I do
They have
remember that,
street sweeper robots now, though.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. And I think in certain big cities they started to have robots that deliver food, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh. Do they?
Yeah.
Where?
Not sure. I just remember seeing it. Might have just been a prototype. It was just basically like a fucking garbage can that's like had like a sealed top lid kind of thing.
Yeah, I never heard of that one before.
Yeah. I don't
Um,
know.
the street sweeper
Hopefully
thing,
they'll do shit like that.
I can believe the street sweeper thing, though. I mean, we already have people just running them, like, why? That's another thing in Yakuza. You have to fight a giant street sweeper.
Yeah. It's like a giant Roomba that sweeps the streets.
Yeah, they bring it back in the second one. Same dude. Same inventor guy.
Hired as an employee, can't you?
Yeah, you can hire it as an employee, and it's also a, a pound mate. Remember the phone thing?
Okay, yeah.
Dude, the first time I heard that, fucking a pound mate, I was like, how weird is this game about to be?
Yeah, no.
So, they added a fucking dating game to it, too. It's like, it's basically like a Tinder.
Well,
Yeah, and you have to do all these questions and puzzles and whatever the fuck, and then you go meet the girl, and it's like some fucking weird, nerdy Japanese dude, and he's like, oh, and you're like, what? Every fucking time, man. I don't know if there's an actual girl that's in there, but every time it's some weird Japanese dude.
I don't know, I don't know if I played games with dating apps enough.
I don't know. Oh,
There's like a weird thing in GTA where you can grope the strippers while the bodyguards aren't looking, and if you get their meter up enough, you can take them home, and then they'll send you dirty pictures.
are they actually dirty pictures?
Yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
yeah. The strip club, they're all topless.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Still remember the Getaway when they did shit like that.
Don't remember the Getaway.
The Getaway was just a British version of GTA, but not as much shit to do, and it was way more realistic. And they said cunt a lot.
Huh.
But I fucking love the Getaway and the Getaway too. I wish they'd make a 3 nowadays, just so I could just to see how vamped up they can make it that game now. Because the first one was on PS1, I want to say. I could be wrong. It's either PS1 or PS2. I know the second one's on PS2. But yeah, they were cool ass games. Very, very hidden gem.
The fist fighting in GTA has always been shitty, especially in 5.
See, they added that as like an extreme mechanic because one of the players of the storyline you play as is a boxer, and the fist fighting was awesome. And it's even funnier because every body had ragdoll effects,
Look,
so it was real good. Yeah, I love that fucking game, man. I haven't played it in so long.
Saints Row had like enjoyable fist fighting. I don't remember if it was good, but I remember you could like fucking like power up punches. I think like draw back and just hold, and then fucking hit people and then ragdoll and do flips.
So I've never played a Saints Row game.
Saints Row is so fun and absurd. Like
Really?
it takes the gang function from GTA San Andreas and makes it like the whole game, and then just absurdity.
Are they Are they based off of, like, the movie?
No.
Okay, see, that's where I was always confused in that.
No, they have nothing to do with that.
Then what the fuck is it?
Saints Row is, the neighborhood
Oh, okay.
in which the gang forms, so the gang is the Saints.
Oh.
Yeah. And they're purple.
Yeah, I do know that. The cover of 3 is all purple and shiny, right? Like,
I think so.
yeah.
I think you could, I forget if you can carry your characters over. I don't think you can, but I made the same character in all of them because my character was very simple. He was all the sliders all the way down. And whenever you turn the sliders all the way down on your chest, it'd start to get like real tiny and then you'd start to grow boobs. So
Just
I
your
had
rib
these,
cage is your tits.
yeah, I was this fucking skinny, tiny Australian dude with sunken in cheeks, bulging eyes, and a bra on.
You can be, like, Australian?
Yeah.
What,
They
like...
had like 3 preset voices for
Oh,
male
okay.
or female.
Okay, I see what
And
you're
I was
saying.
either the Australian dude or the Russian chick.
That's fair.
Saints Row 4 was retarded because you could make your tits ginormous and then you run super speed and you'd see them flopping side to side.
What was that game that had the dong slider?
Saints Row.
No, different game.
Okay.
Was it Cyberpunk?
Probably.
Yeah, where you could, like, your dong could be like a giant hose and shit.
Saints Row, they had a sex appeal slider. And if you were a female, it'd make your tits bigger. If you were male, it'd make your dick bigger. And the only difference you could see whenever it was a male was like you'd have this absurdly long fucking sensor bar that would flap around
That's funny.
whenever you did like streaking missions.
There's streaking missions?
Yeah.
For what?
So I was saying it's absurd. Just to make money and get respect.
Oh.
You can surf on cars. You get respect for beating people up, doing tricks in cars, all kinds of shit.
Could you, like, kickflip a car?
No.
Oh.
You do like normal car shit.
Ghost ride the whip?
You can, that was the line from an Aqua Teen Hunger Force rap song.
What, Ghost ride the whip?
Like, ghost ride my whip, while she's sucking on my dick. He's just trying to say a bunch of rap shit, but he sucks at rap.
Who was it?
Master Shake.
I knew it. I knew it just, yeah, for sure. Sucking on my straw, man. Oh, dude, I got an Aqua Teen Hunger Force shirt.
Yeah.
For Christmas, for my mom.
Nice.
It's all white and it's Carl's face.
Huh.
I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Which is funny because I was just talking in our group chat. We were talking about Adult Swim shit, and I was like, my mom used to fucking love Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and she bought the DVDs for me one Christmas so we could watch them together.
Nice.
It's fair. It's important to note that I was like 12. I was like, fuck yeah. You know what I watch whenever you go to sleep.
Dude, I'd stay up and watch that shit all the time.
Yeah, my mom
like,
just
I had
like...
a TV in my room, and they're like, oh, it's time to go to bed. And I'm like, yeah, I'm watching Adult Swim all night until fucking 6 in the morning when I get to school.
Yeah, my mom just has this unhealthy obsession with Meatwad.
Yeah.
I feel like every chick who likes Aqua Teen Hunger Force, their favorite character is Meatwad.
What's your favorite character?
Master Shake.
Yeah.
Just because he's abusive as fuck.
He's awesome.
Yeah. I love
I should
Carl
not
too.
walk so a child may live.
Yeah. I also love Carl in the fact that like in the instance that I feel like Carl all the time.
Yeah.
It's just like I just rub my head and I'm like, oh fuck. What is today gonna
Yeah.
bring?
It's like the first episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. There's Frylock comes in and they're all in his pool and he's like, "Ah, you got the fry man up there."
Listen, cup. It's so weird. Like the random bursts of anger when people just don't listen. That is like me to a T. I'm just sitting there like holding it. I'm like, just fucking listen. Shut the fuck up.
You're making me so angry right now.
Right, exactly. That is me at work every fucking day. I'm not joking. Like fucking, dude, I have this episode to do tonight. And we didn't even have Amazon. And like, all people had to do was go deliver their fucking mail and come back. And everybody's like, no, they'll definitely be done like by 7. So, I'm sitting there. It's getting down to the wire. There's 5 people still out. And then one by one they trickle in. I'm like, let me guess who's still out. Hey Sorgy, who's still out? He's like, Walker. I was like, fucking course, it's fucking Walker. Because he, every fucking day, dude. Every day. And I'm just sitting there like, they're all back. Walker's still out. And then there's me being Carl, just rubbing my head. Fucking so mad right now. And he comes through the door. I'm like, why the fuck you always gotta be late? Why? People have lives. Like, I am stuck here until you all get back. Do you not understand this? Like, I was getting so fucking pissed off. Like, oh man. And that's like me every time on the cage when I want to go do something. Like D&D. I gotta get done with work, go D&D. Oh, everybody should be back on time. Fucking 8:30 rolls around. And then Walker comes through the door and I'm just like, I just want to fucking gut punch you.
So I got an awful idea. I think it's awful, at least. Sounds like a war crime in my head.
What is it?
I'm going to have a bowl of Fruit Loops with pumpkin spice eggnog.
No. No. You're going to have heartburn.
I don't know, man. I have something. I don't have milk.
You didn't finish that pumpkin spice yet?
No.
Oh. I thought you liked it. I figured it'd be gone by now.
Every time I fucking buy something I like that's abnormal, I like always forget to eat it, or I have to be in a mood to eat it, and then I just forget about it. I hate it so much.
Yeah, that is weird. Every time I get something I like, I just destroy it.
Pumpkin spice isn't that great either.
I like it as a coffee creamer. I don't know about just like straight drinking it. Like, that's not me, man.
You gotta be all about that, bro. Gotta come have some of it with me. Pour some vodkas in it.
I don't think that's what you're supposed to do with eggnog.
No.
Pretty sure it's supposed to be rum. I have rum. We can do that.
Yeah.
We can do that another day.
Nah.
I'm already getting fucking wasted tonight.
Meet each other halfway and then get drunk in Nathan's yard and steal his scarecrow.
And how in any kind of way is that fucking halfway? That is like a walk from your porch.
No, we meet halfway and then we go there.
Can we just go back towards your house? To Nathan's house.
Unless you want me to set up the tent.
And we put clothes on his giant chicken man.
Yeah.
We just dress it up and do dumb shit to it. Take pictures, post them on Facebook, and wait for him to see it.
He's like, wait, that's my yard.
What the fuck were you guys? I'm getting so angry right now. That's what we should do. We should just do Aqua Teen in real life, and it's instead of Carl's yard, it's Nathan's.
Yeah.
And Nathan's grandma gets really mad at us. She's like mad at me because I broke their fish tank the one time. Me and Terry were playing skate in the garage, and I slipped out on a big spin. And I fucking went directly into that fucking fish tank that was sitting on the floor. Just fucking exploded. I was like, my bad, dude. It's not like you guys were using it, though. I know what happens when you put a fish tank in the garage. And that means you will never use that fish tank again. Every time. Every fucking time.
That might be true.
I'm 100% serious. Every time I see that, nobody uses that shit, or they sell it, or they give it away, or throw it away. But yeah. 2024 was a weird ass year.
Yeah. Glad we ended it with pumpkin spice. Eggnog.
Yeah. Make it even
I don't
more
even.
weird.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
I didn't notice it was pumpkin spice, but why would you make it pumpkin spice eggnog?
Because it's the year of the white girl, bro.
Okay.
So, that's what I feel like 2024 was.
We got peach, Zelda, and pumpkin spice eggnog.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The trifecta.
And I started hanging out with Taylor a lot this year. So, there you go.
There you go.
Extra white girl year.
Oscar will save me.
You ready to wrap
From the
this shit
pumpkin
up?
spice. Yes.
Hell yeah. Alright, guys. We'll catch you next time doing whatever the fuck it is we're going to be doing. 2024 out.